Hello Football Daily family, Chris here, and today we're exploring 10 national football teams which you had no idea existed. 10. Catalonia. While Catalonia remains officially a part of Spain, the region does have its own football team. The side does not have recognition from FIFA or UEFA, so can't qualify for international competitions, which is just as well for the rest of us, as the talent which has turned out for the side is frankly frightening. Xavi, Busquets, Pep Guardiola and Carlos Puyol have all played for the team, while Catalonia has also given caps to guest players including Di Stefano, Stoichkov and Cruyff. As a result, in 24 fixtures played over the last 20 years, the team has lost just 5 times, twice to Brazil, twice to Argentina and once to the Basque country. Catalonia's record meant that in 2010, had it been a real country, it would have ranked 7th in the world, ahead of Portugal and France. But despite the stars who have turned out in the red and yellow, the top Catalan scorer of all time is Espanyol journeyman Sergio Garcia, who's racked up an impressive 9 in 14 for the region. 9. Kuwait. Okay, so you may have guessed that Kuwait had a national team, but it's probably better than you expected. At one point, the team was ranked 26th in the world. That's higher than Holland currently are, and they qualified for one World Cup back in 1982. Unfortunately, that appearance was marred by controversy. Drawn in the group of death with the Czechs, England and France, the Kuwaitis conceded a free goal to Les Bleus when the whole team suddenly stopped playing. They claimed to have heard a whistle, and when the ref allowed the strike, they walked off the pitch in protest. In the end, Kuwaiti Army officer Sheikh Fahed Al-Hamed ordered the ref to chalk off the goal, and he wisely obliged. Other claims to fame include an Asian Cup win in 1980, that's Asia's equivalent to the Euros, an all-time top goal scorer Bashar Abdullah's record of 75 international goals places him level with Cristiano Ronaldo and Sandor Kocsis. 8. Curaçao. Any national team whose biggest star is Cuco Martina has to be pretty tiny, and Curaçao is a country of just 160,000 people. Aston Villa star Leandro Bacuna lines up alongside Martina, and in fact the nation's brightest star is former manager Patrick Kluivert, whose mother is from the island. Formerly part of the Netherlands Antilles, Curaçao became its own country in 2010, losing its first international fixture 1-0 to the Dominican Republic. But things have picked up since then. Though they were eliminated early in qualifying for the 2018 World Cup, the Curaçaoans beat Cuba on the way and made it to the 2017 Caribbean Cup for only the 4th time since 1989. Against all the odds, Curaçao triumphed over the mighty Jamaica to lift the first silverware in their short history. 7. Pakistan. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Pakistan doesn't actually have a national football team. The Asian country has only broken into the world's top 150 countries on one occasion, reaching the heady heights of 142nd in 1993. However, they currently languish in 200th place, despite having a population of more than 200 million people. That's roughly the equivalent of Germany, France, Spain and Portugal put together. In fact, Pakistan is 57 times the size of Uruguay, a country which has won 2 World Cups and 15 Copas Americas. Pakistan's biggest win is a 9-2 battering of Guam in 2008, but given that the side currently has no coach and has never qualified for the World Cup, glory days seem a long way off yet. 6. Kosovo. Recognised by FIFA in 2016, Kosovo has been an independent country since 2008, but only began to play friendlies in 2013. FIFA had originally given permission for the team to organise games, but Serbia complained and Sepp Blatter didn't have the balls to stick with his decision. However, players with Kosovan backgrounds like Xherdan Shaqiri and Granit Xhaka publicly called for matches to go ahead, and Kosovo is now eligible to qualify for the Euros and the World Cup. Xhaka, Shaqiri and other footballers with Kosovo heritage were given the opportunity to switch international allegiance, but refused. The team is promising though, with Schalke's highly rated Donis Avdic and Man City's Bersant Selina the best prospects in the Kosovan ranks. Their biggest achievement so far, a 1-0 victory over Saudi Arabia in their first match against a team who would reach the World Cup. 5. Kurdistan. Arguably the largest group of people without a state in the world, the Kurds number over 30 million, more than the population of Australia. They originate mainly from Iran, Syria and Iraq, and the team first competed under the name of Iraqi Kurdistan, winning the 2012 FIFA World Cup on home soil. Except for one player, all of the current squad play their club football in Iraq. The national stadium is in Erbil in the north of the country and has regularly been in danger of falling into the hands of ISIS. The team's vice-captain, Sarhank Mohsin, revealed in an interview with The Guardian that his mum used to make him goalkeeping gloves out of a wetsuit, and he'd draw the Nike logo on himself. Other members of the squad are part-time soldiers in the Peshmerga, the Kurdish forces fighting ISIS. No wonder their nickname is the Lions. 4. Padania. Padania is a region of northern Italy and is almost as proud of footballing history as the rest of the country. With Milan and Turin falling inside the area, teams from Padania have won 12 European Cups, and 3 players born in the region have picked up the Ballon d'Or. Padania has previously been proposed for independent nationhood, but for the time being, it's had to settle for a starring role outside of official FIFA tournaments. Competing against other recognised countries, the Padanians won 3 FIFA World Cups between 2008 and 2010, and they've lifted the first 2 European Championships for such teams. That leaves them ranked number 1 in the world, ahead of giants like Darfur and Quebec. 3. Vatican City. The world's smallest country, the Vatican City takes up just 0.2 square miles, but given that it's located in Rome, it's perhaps no surprise they've still managed to pull together a football team. Former Pope John Paul II, who had played in goal for his university back in his native Poland, supported the creation of the side, which had its first fixture in the mid-80s, a 3-0 battering of Austrian journalists. Because the majority of the team is made up of the Swiss Guard, soldiers assigned to the protection of the Vatican, many of the players can't be off duty for too long, so fixtures are difficult to organise. In fact, only 9 games have taken place since 1994, with just 1 win and 5 losses for the Papistes, and that's despite the management of Giovanni Trapattoni, a 10-time league champion and the former coach of Juventus, Inter and Bayern. 2. Basque Country. The Basque Country straddles the north of Spain and the south of France, with Real Sociedad and Athletic Club de Bilbao its highest profile club sides. The current squad includes Aritz Aduriz and Asia Eraramendi, and over the last quarter of a century, the side has beaten Serbia, Nigeria, Catalonia and Uruguay twice. Xabi Alonso and Gaizka Mendieta have also featured for the team, and World Cup winners Didier Deschamps and Vicente Lizarazu were eligible for caps too, but between the 1930s and 1970s, the side were not allowed to play, as dictator Francisco Franco sought to limit the independence of Spain's regions. In response, the Basques formed a club side which competed in the Mexican League, finishing runners-up in the 1939 season. In 49 games, the Basques have won 32 times, giving them a win percentage of 65%. That's about the same as Jose Mourinho has managed across his illustrious career. 1. Montserrat. Apart from being a place that I don't know how to pronounce, it was formerly the world's lowest ranked football team, an honour which now belongs to Tonga. Montserrat is an island in the Caribbean which is technically a British territory, and it became a FIFA member in 1973. That's pretty impressive for a place where cricket is more popular than football and which is home to just 4,900 people. Because of volcanic activity on the island, Montserrat have often played their games away from home, and until 2012 had never beaten a side except for neighbours Anguilla. But at least they've kept a sense of humour. In 2002, on the day of the World Cup final between Brazil and Germany, Montserrat faced Bhutan in a matchup of the 2 worst teams in the world. Bhutan dished out a 4-0 drubbing, with star striker Wange Dorje bagging a hattie. But things have picked up for the Caribbeans in recent years, with famous victories over the British Virgin Islands and the US Virgin Islands too. They now sit 201st in the world rankings, ahead of a whopping 9 other nations.
So we hope you enjoyed that, and if you want to check out more of our videos, then click here on screen. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get on our Snapchat and our Twitter. I don't know what I'm saying.